So I lived in Harlem for like 6.5 years. And I worked in Midtown, and I would commute down every day, as you do, on the train, and I like finally got to the point in New York where I was just like quiet and nothing fazed me, and everyone would. It was also on the one train, which the one train coming from all the way up there is so crowded, and it just keeps getting more and more crowded into Times Square. So every stop, more people get on, and it's just this it's this steel ball of hatred going down the tracks. Everyone is so angry, and nothing phases anyone, and so. We get to the stop at 125th Street, which is this. If you've ever seen it, it's the stop where it's on a bridge, like 75 feet above the street, and we're just there. Everyone's got their headphones in, hating everyone around them, and this dude gets on the train, and he comes in, and as he comes in, his phone falls out of his pocket, and it bounces, and as it bounces, it bounces, and then perfectly the doors go bing bong, and they close right after, and it just bounced out of the train, like back toward the platform. And there's this moment where, as New Yorkers, everyone was like, shh, and they were just like, oh no, phone, and then and everyone
That's the saddest thing that can happen to a person.
Oh no, my kids will find their way home if they get lost, but not my phone. But everyone was just like, it's going to be okay, man. It's going to be fine. And the guy was just like, my God, my phone, what am I going to do? And people were like, listen, if you get out, the next stop's 116th, just get off. You got to go up across the street, back down, get up, go, cross again. It'll be there, I promise. And he's just like, God, my phone. So in this 3-minute ride, we're going back there and everyone's freaking out. And the whole train is kind of rallying around him. He's like, okay, I'll go up the stairs and I'll cross. They're like, yes, you got this, man. You got it. And he's like, okay, I'm going to get out and I'll go. And they're like, yes. And then we get to 116 and then the doors just open and they go, and then as he goes out, one person goes, hey! And we look, and his phone is sitting on that little metal plate when the doors get out. It is sitting on that plate. So from 75 feet above where it could have dropped, it just landed on the plate and sat there. And his foot almost clipped it when he goes out. And there was that thing. It's like at the end, it's like end of a football game, Hail Mary, and it's just silence. Everyone goes, ooh! And then his foot doesn't clip it, and he runs out and then picks it up and runs back in. And everyone on the train, I kid you not, just goes, yeah! Yeah! Yes! And everyone was high-fiving, and someone was like, you did it, man! You got it! And he was like, I got my phone! Yeah! Yes! And then we get to about 103rd Street, and everyone's just like, all right, cool, go back to hating life.
It's like, I have my phone, I don't have to talk to you guys anymore.
Got to go work in accounting. Yeah, I'm going to check out this podcast. That was one of the best moments of my life, though. It was amazing.
Oh, man.
What a town, right? What a town. Whew. Yeah.
My family's been in town for the past few days, and it's funny because they're like, this trip has actually been really nice, and none of them have had Lyft, so we downloaded it. So we have 15 free Lyft rides. So I'm like, yeah, it's nice because we have a private driver that we're not paying for. I told Corey I take one bus that goes along Fifth Avenue and Park Slope, and I was on it one time on a Sunday after a few margaritas.
The old Sunday margarita.
The old Sunday margarita.
Drinking in the back of church.
And I got in, and I had my headphones in, and I was just really crowded and not feeling whatever. And I took my headphones out because there was pushing, and there was two people towards the front of the bus that were pushing each other and were screaming racial slurs at each other. And I was neither of the races, so I'm not getting involved in their fight, okay? I'm no comment. But everyone was very uncomfortable with what they were saying. And then the bus driver stops, and the bus driver's like, hey, if you guys don't get it together, everyone's off the bus and you two are arrested. And everyone's like, ooh, okay. So everyone was quiet, and everything calms down. And then the bus starts going again, and a few stops, and then pushing and screaming, and the bus driver's like, what did I say? That's it. Can you guys keep it together? And the people are like, yeah. But they couldn't. And we went a little bit further, and then there was screaming, and then all of a sudden it just broke out, and the bus driver's like, that's it! And you know when the bus stops but then makes the extra stop noise? Whatever that is. That was the one everyone's like, oh, he's serious. This is crazy. And in a burst of wanting to get home because I was already on the bus, and the fact that I had some margaritas, And the fact that it was just like tense, and I just had like a stomach ache and just heard all of these like racial slurs and just like felt uncomfortable, that I was just like, if you guys don't work it out, you're all in my office after school today now. And the bus driver's like, hey, who said that? That was funny. Who else has got a joke? And then some random person on the bus is like, knock, knock. Who's there? And then he's like, orange. And then he said, oh, no one got the punchline, but everyone's like, this is fine. He said, orange, blah, blah, blah. And everyone cheered, started singing The Wheels on the Bus Go Round and Round for the whole way. And then when I got off the bus driver, I was like, hey man, you're a funny dude. Thanks for doing that. I didn't have to call the police. And I got off and I texted Car. I'm like, the coolest thing ever happened to me in my life. It was amazing. Yeah. I stopped a war and the guy said I was funny. I mean, that's the best part.
I think like part of the actual text just said, I just peaked in my comedy career.